Welcome to Storytime with Gena. I'm your host, Gena, and joining me, as always, is Spangle Bear.
Holla.
And this evening, we have an extra special guest, Miss Lynn.
Hello.
Lynn Patrick Swayze.
Lynn Patrick Swayze, Wilson Kananana. What else are you? I forget.
Robbins, yeah.
Robbins, yes.
One of those names is legal. You know, pick one.
Wanna work.
We love it because Lynn and I are in a very similar transition in life where we're trying to figure out, you know, where we're going and who we're going with and what we're going to be doing. And so for whatever reason, as women, that affects our names.
Oh, absolutely.
So I guess there's the only feminist topic we could probably hit on today on Storytime.
Yeah, Indiana doesn't let you automatically change back.
They don't?
My wife had the
No.
worst time transitioning her name. It was miserable.
Really?
She became a libertarian then. She's like, screw the government.
Yeah, mine wasn't in my divorce decree, so my maiden name's Swayze. So it wasn't in my divorce decree because I had to sign because my entire divorce was so sucky. I was just like, I want to be done. No, I'm serious. And so it wasn't in my divorce decree, so I couldn't automatically change it back. So I was stuck with my married name until I remarried, and then I just haven't gone and done what I'm supposed to do as a duty following wife.
I would not have known
Duty.
that. I would not have known that.
Indiana.
I mean,
some states do, but Indiana does not. It doesn't just
So if you
automatically
put it
grant
in-
it. It has to be in the settlement or the decree.
to get your name back, your
Yes.
own birth name.
Yes.
Honey,
Wow.
why are you listening to this so intently? Get out of here.
Just making sure.
No,
Samantha's taking notes in
Beat
the
it.
corner.
beat it.
Got the renewal for Cooney. I almost got it in my car.
On mic, honey.
We should mention that she doesn't have a mic, so the audience didn't hear any of that.
Sorry
But
about
Samantha
that.
said some really golden stuff right there. You'll have
Yeah.
to take her word for it.
She's not much of a broadcaster, but she's a great wife.
You got a couple broadcasting tonight.
Oh!
Rim shot.
I feel outnumbered. I'm in a room with 3 females.
You are
so
outnumbered.
awesome.
It's
Plus
like I
mittens and
planned
muffins.
it this way.
Yeah, almost.
So, yeah.
Aw.
She's playing with the cats. Honey, you're distracting us in the middle of the broadcast.
Well, because there are 2 other females in the room, they just happen to be of the feline persuasion.
Yeah.
Samantha's right.
A couple of cats.
Couple of kitties. So how was everybody's week? Everybody do anything fun?
It's been a standard week. Good week of work. A lot of good, solid work taking place, and freelance
More work.
checks came in. So I actually had, I'm living like a rich millionaire this week because I have $20 in my pocket.
Shoot,
Yeah.
So
Hey, I cashed out the last of my business account from the business that I ran a couple of years ago. I guess it's been several years ago now. And I've been living like a millionaire with $117 in
There
my
you
pocket.
go.
you get like $100.
You actually buy like 2 things with that.
Right. Like if you get an extra $100 in your life when it's unexpected, you're like, this is amazing.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to go eat fried chicken at Marsh today. I might have Wendy's. Like, I'm going to
It's all
Taco.
about the fried chicken quality. Yeah.
I'm going to Taco Bell.
I would pick Popeyes.
I was totally
Oh,
going to say
yeah.
Popeyes, too. I'm with you.
Well, see, where I work, the cheapest place to eat on Mass Avenue is Marsh, and you get $1.99 chicken breast, and that's what
Oh.
I eat for lunch generally instead of eating soup like a homeless person. But you get that extra $100.
So you're going to need my post on how to eat cheaply.
Yes.
So you would benefit from that if you
exactly.
cooked.
So you go to Taco Bell, for instance, like
Huh.
you and I did tonight, and you, instead of getting the bean burrito, you get the double steak quesadilla.
Double steak quesadilla.
You're like, put some extra steak on that bitch.
Not just beef-like product, but double steak, kids.
If you haven't had that's what I told you. Like, I saw Gena earlier going into the Taco Bell drive-thru.
And when he says he saw me, we should mention that we were not together. I had no idea he was on this side of town. He's normally at work, and he sends me a text message, "Hey, get the double steak quesadilla," as I'm going through the drive-thru, thus eliciting even more of my paranoia.
And if you're a listener to past episodes, you know Gena is one of the most paranoid people I know.
One of.
Maybe the most.
If there's a conspiracy out there, I'll find it.
Yeah, and so I was like, I'm going to freak her out.
And mission accomplished.
And I should have played with it a little bit longer,
No.
just kind of kept going with it.
No,
And
because I know where you live.
right. And you were coming here later that evening. So, but yeah, the double steak quesadilla, I can't recommend that enough. That is a
I
delicious
can't say
item.
I've had it.
No, it's really, really good. So what is your favorite fast food restaurant, Lynn?
Popeyes is definitely up there just because it's spicy. I pretty much go for the spice. So if there's something with habanero or jalapeno or something like that, I will get it. So
Yeah.
I like Arby's.
See, Arby's is like, it's just
that's
meh.
That's one of those you have to find a good place.
Right.
Like there's like one that's like really good, and then another one is like, oh my gosh, is this food?
See,
like
that's my KFC experience.
Yeah,
Is this
KFC's
food versus really
Right.
good?
Yeah, McDonald's is good like 1 out of every 10 times you get it. It's just
I don't
crap.
get it. I just don't
It's
get
just
it.
gross. Wendy's is pretty consistently good. Rally's, the Big Buford, no onion. That is one of the best. That is probably the best fast food hamburger there
Tonight,
is.
from 8 o'clock on, Rally's is having a buy one, get one free on Big Buford's.
Oh.
I just told him that. That's so exciting.
I have, but I will tell you, I, for the last week, have lived on nothing but Jimmy John's
I believe it.
Bootlegger Club with cheese and
Jimmy John's is pretty
It's
good.
that extra
Orange
$20 in his pocket.
yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of eating SpaghettiOs, I'm like, I'm going to have some Taco Bell or I'm going to order some Jimmy John's and then hit up some Orange Leaf.
Yeah, I was tempted. I almost got Chinese delivered because I had my extra $100, but I didn't. I was a good girl. I saved it for cover charge instead.
So what sort of shenanigans will you be discovering yourself in?
I've already discovered myself in a few, and I'll be discovering myself in a few more, I'm sure. It's primarily house parties this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to a birthday party for a good friend earlier this week, and I got my first my first recent voluntary straight club experience.
Straight
That is to
club?
say- yeah, well, I spend a lot of time in clubs, but if it's a club, 9 times out of 10, it's a gay club that I'm going to be in.
That I have not visited. I should join you.
She went to a Greg's. Are you familiar with Greg's?
No.
Our
I am
place.
so boring.
Yeah.
Just assume that I'm like the boring bookworm, like, 'cause
Yeah.
I am.
I will drag you out of that. Don't worry.
She went to Greg's, which is a local gay bar, and they had a foam party. So it was
Oh, I
basically
heard about this.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
basically up above her head.
And suds.
Right, in suds, and then she had an impulse to pee in the middle of the foam party, and then she was like, if I've had that impulse, someone has actually done it.
Oh.
In fact, in my mind, all of them had actually done it. At the
Right.
moment that I had the impulse, it had been done 50 times over.
And so that is when I asked her to leave my home.
That's when he disinfected me and showed me the door,
Right.
the decontamination
Just
chamber.
like deloused her.
But no, I went to a straight club, which I generally don't do just because breeders weird me out most of the time when you get them in the club setting.
Right.
I mean, there's just...
I've been to one downtown where I was just like, oh my God, like a bunch
Yeah.
of sweaty, like men in too tight t-shirts, like wanting to rub against you. It's just really gross.
For you, that's gross. For Gina, that's a party.
I mean, yeah, but in LA, I mean...
yeah.
When I was in LA, I had a couple experiences where when we were in gay clubs, we had an amazing time. When we went to straight clubs, somebody was fighting
Right.
for absolutely no reason. Like, I would be dancing with one of my best gay friends, and we would be having a good time in a straight club, and, like, somebody would start pushing or roughhousing, and then he would lose his footing, and I would lose my footing. Oh, there was one occasion where this, like, large Mexican guy reaches out and grabs me, and he grabs my friend by, like, the shirt, and he's like, hey... You need to watch your lady, man. You need to watch your lady because she going to get... And my friend was like just smiling and nodding, and his eyes were really big because this was a large, intimidating individual. And he's like, but this is not my lady. This is my dance partner.
Yeah, we when I was in high school, the hot thing around here was under 21 clubs.
Mm-hmm.
So there was Hots by the airport, which I would frequent, and then there was
You were the poon hound
then
at the club
J2.
scene?
Oh yeah, I had like a silk shirt with lions on it.
Wow.
I had one that was glittery. I was going to the
Did you
dance
spike
clubs.
both of your hairs?
I spiked my hair. I didn't frost tip because I
Nice.
felt that was not manly. There was,
But the glitter was okay.
yeah, J2 in Mooresville, people would go there. Somebody got knifed at J2 because
There was a shanking incident.
there was a
at the Under
shanking at
21?
J2, and that's what actually got it. And like they had to like seriously, you had to have ID to get in because they were trying to keep all the creepers out. And the thing was, people like. It's such a bad idea because when you go to the dance club with your lady friends, inevitably there'd be some guy that would try and put his hand down the front of your friend's pants. Never me.
Really?
Yeah, but it would
See, this
always...
is why I don't do breeder clubs. I just don't
right.
get it.
It was like, here's a 16-year-old girl and you're trying to feel her up. It's like, if I were my mom, I would never have let me go.
If I were making my parental decisions, I would never trust my
I
judgment.
mean, generally, at times I was making my own parental decisions, but I mean, it just was sort of like, all right, maybe we won't go to J2 in Mooresville because there's a lot of fellows trying to,
because I like
grab
not being
crotch.
stabbed.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
No, I wasn't stabbed, and my crotch wasn't grabbed, but I did have an occasion where someone tried to peek up my dress, and at that point, it was like, no, I absolutely. And I had a really nice friend with me who was really cool. She was really cool about it. She was like, there's an individual, there's a person attached to that vagina that you're trying to peek at. So I thought that was
Nice.
amazing. I was really impressed by her response.
how was that was there like mirrors on his shoes, or what was the physics of that?
Oh, wow. How do I not admit that I broke the law and tell you that story? We were...
Listen, it's
wow.
alleged, and this is entertainment. It
Okay.
could be a totally fake story.
So here's my totally fake, entertaining, alleged story.
There we go.
Allegedly.
Statutes of limitations, anyways.
Right, this statute of imagination. Here we go. So here we are. Imagine it. There you are in a bar or club definitely, in downtown scene, which I generally do not do. I've sworn off downtown. I've sworn off breeder clubs. I was doing both of these things. And Gena has some bad habits that involve inhaling substances.
Like
and
cocaine?
No, God. You know better than that. No,
Crocodile?
These are all filthy allegations. I don't touch those substances.
Little nose candy?
Right. So I might have been smoking something somewhere, and
Crack?
Spangle, I'm not even playing with you anymore.
Heroin?
Yes, I was going
Smoking
hard.
heroin.
Is
Smoking it.
Is smoking heroin even a thing?
I wouldn't know.
Oh. Yeah, you're boring.
It was free base and Kool-Aid. So anyway, I was in the bathroom. I was in the ladies' room, and at some point, the party got shifted to the bathroom. And so we had like 60 people, maybe? I don't know. Probably not that
How
many.
big was this bathroom?
Not very big. It's what I'm saying. Like 5 stalls, bunch of people. And at some point, a guy that we'd been dancing with throughout the evening came in, and he was like trying to make small talk. And I'm not exactly sure what was going on, but
Because you were like high and
You were bumping
no,
rails.
I wasn't high.
You bumping rails.
I was enjoying myself. No rails were being bumped. I had had a few shots, a few drinks, and I was relaxing in the ladies' room.
Rolling
That's
on
what's
E.
the matter. No.
she was taking a time out from the dance floor.
Right. She was just relaxing
Right.
with some weed,
the marijuana.
a marijuana cigarette.
Yeah.
So he comes in and you're relaxing
Yes, and he
in a bathroom.
on the counter, and I'm wearing a dress, and so he sees his way in between my legs, which he asked permission to just kind of stand in that area, and I was like, yeah, no problem. I have no problem with the person standing there. I'm comfortable with myself, even if you're a new person. But when he turned around and tried to like lift up my skirt, it was like, oh no. But I mean, I'm not a total.
How could he see if you were wearing underwear?
By trying, by
Okay.
turning around and lifting my skirt to find out. At which point he was really impressed to learn that I wasn't, and I had to like smack him down.
Oh,
But I
Gena.
wasn't alone in that because my new friend was like, "Hey, there's a human being in there, and I'm not going to have you doing that." And so anyway, she's my hero. She's the hero of the story because I was like, "I'll moon you all day long, but you don't need to see my cookies because you didn't earn all that, homeboy. You didn't earn the right to go to Cookie Land." So
Listen, Mr. Cookie Monster.
right. I service one Cookie Monster at a time. I just haven't found the one this time.
What have I gotten into?
We told you.
See,
We
Lynn
warned
was
you.
like, "What's the topic for story time?" And we all just burst out in laughter, like she had asked the most absurd question on the planet.
Oh, bro, do you even story time?
Brody, you even story time for sure. So anyway, it was my homeboy's 30th birthday, and he received the stereotypical horse head mask. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, from Reddit.
Yes,
Yeah.
he got the horse head mask. And so all of our photos are of him in like a tuxedo with the bow tie and the suspenders and the horse head in the ladies' room.
My birthday is September 9th. If any of you are looking for a present, I want the Reddit horse head.
I will at least arrange for you to borrow it at a minimum because that just sounds like a good time. But you have to adhere to my party schedule because I'm taking you out for your birthday.
Yeah, it's September 8th.
All right, it's on, Spankle Bear. If you say it, though, I mean, you're going to have your very first hangover experience.
Oh my god. That was worse than I meant. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's a great horse head mask.
Yeah, it's
now,
phenomenal.
see, I have traditionally had some of the worst birthdays ever. Like my grandpa.
Yeah, we're gonna fix that. That's all past. That's all
Like-
past.
Think positive.
These
Yeah.
are in the years before I knew Gena. My birthday sucked, and then there was that one day.
I typically like try to avoid doing anything on my birthday because like that's the day that I'm gonna catch a disease that's incurable or
Oh, I will make
like,
sure of it.
It's just
yeah,
so bad.
in a garage stall
totally do
somewhere.
that.
That's the day I get Lyme disease.
Yeah, it's gonna be Lyme disease. That's gonna be what takes you down. I'm certain of it.
So like my grandpa died on September 7th, 1997, and so I like after on September
Like, not
9th
allowed to have a birthday because it's like
on my
but he died.
on my birthday we go to my grandpa's wake and then I go to Applebee's as a pity like the
Okay,
neighbors.
that's a sucky birthday.
yeah.
That's all. How
Okay, so how old
Yeah.
are you turning on September 8th?
30.
It's the big 3-0?
Mhm,
All right,
yeah.
we're doing it.
Oh,
we're
wow.
doing it big. I'm taking you out.
You're not going to give
I'm
me
gonna
the-
get you molested in the bathroom in some bar downtown. It's gonna happen. Somebody's gonna look up your skirt. And
I
see
hope
your
it- I
cookies.
hope
with a tie dye shirt?
I
of
at
course.
least hope he's hot.
He wasn't bad looking. I won't lie, but I still wasn't gonna get him into my cookie zone. He's still.
Well, if you
You
were-
had not invested the proper time.
if you invested in a few jars, then maybe people couldn't see your cookies so easily.
I'm just not a big fan of panties. I had on an ankle length skirt, an ankle length dress.
Wow, he was really
Like,
trying.
For real,
Wow.
I was full blown Amish, except for my top. My top was a little revealing, I guess.
It was off.
No, it wasn't. It was on.
Oh.
I was fully clothed. Not that you can ever be. Are you implying that I was asking for
No,
it?
I was just
Christopher
thinking.
Spangle?
Just thinking.
Might be.
Oh yeah, you might not think out loud because you're gonna lose your feminism stamp real quick.
Yeah.
Which is why Gina doesn't carry the feminism stamp because you can't take it away.
Right.
Aw, I love it. But no, I had a great time. I went out with some friends. In fact, whenever we wrap this up, I'm going to go to a friend's house party tonight. She was like, you just need to come to my house party Thursday. I was like, I'm recording podcasts.
You're
She's
like the nicest person unless like we aren't starting the podcast right away because you have stuff to do afterwards. And then you're like
No. Here's my
No.
here's my primary concern. 9 times out of 10, I'll come in, I'll sit down, we'll spend about 20 minutes catching up on our weeks, and we will lose all of our prime content sitting here dicking around on the sofa. So when I come in now, I'm keeping my mouth shut unless I'm looking at you like, hit the red button. Let's record this shit and get all of this gold on tape.
film.
Right, because we're wasting
waste
it.
it.
I'm wasting my time talking
I
and
think it
conversating
wears
with you
people out though because like the episode that Creighton was on a couple episodes ago,
Oh
it's
my
like
God.
Creighton we needed to run around the block a couple times because he was just so energetic.
Yeah, he was wound up. It was awesome.
Was that worse than when I came and he was like playing guitar the whole time?
No, that was worse.
I was ready to slap him, but
I missed the Creighton Guitar Hour of Power.
Oh my god.
How could I have missed that?
I love Creighton.
From
but-
now on, you call
he was
me
trying
for
to like
that.
serenade you. He's like, "How about this?"
he was
How about
playing
this?
every riff and he was so loud. Like Greg and I are trying to talk to Lynn and we're having like a response.
This is like the first time I met either of you guys like in person, so I'm
Right.
like trying to like be serious,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
he's
no,
like,
that was your first
"What?"
mistake.
"What about that? No, listen."
he had brought. I made the mistake of saying, "Okay, yes, you can bring your electric guitar and your amplifier to my home." Why I agreed
What
to
And
that?
you had him
Possess
like
you?
playing on the podcast too, so you gave him like the honor of like playing.
He
like, a
opened the
riff or
show
something.
with Star Spangled Banner, and then I made him put it away for the show. But as soon as it was over, he
Oh,
was
yeah.
rocking out, and my wife was like, "What was wrong with him? He was so."
He looked stoned, and he
Right.
really was acting like quite.
No, Creighton gets real, like, he is one of the most professional people you know, the smartest people you know, but that dude knows how to party. Like, he's...
Party switch. The party
I would like to take Creighton out sometime.
Yeah, he's like Van Wilder. He's
we
the
need
Van
to arrange
Wilder.
for him to be in town for your birthday celebration. I think we should literally have a best of wall. Like, get all the wall guys together, and me, and Lynn, and whomever else we deem fitting. But I really, really
Fitting.
want to take you out on the town and lose you on a rooftop somewhere. Like, I want that to be the goal.
We should have a hangover with Wall Edition.
Absolutely.
Can I bring my Kindle
Mm.
so I can read?
You may bring whatever will fit in a satchel.
What is this, like
It's
the
not a-
wolf pack?
It's not a perk.
Exactly.
You totally are the Allen.
Indiana Jones wears one.
You are
Favorite line
totally
ever.
the Allen of the We Are Libertarians universe.
Is that the one
I
that's on
concur.
The Office?
You're the... No, Zach Galifianakis with the beard.
That's you, princess. I don't know where you've been, but if anybody's getting a satchel, it's going to be you, big guy.
I brought my fanny pack.
Exactly. Yeah, no.
Honey, wolf pack.
So from the other living room, we hear this tiny little wolf pack.
That's like her favorite saying. She calls us the wolf pack, even though we're 2 human beings and 2 cats. She's like, honey, Muffins is in the wolf pack.
Yes. Aw.
She's adorable.
She's adorable.
Man, the bottom of my foot is really itching right now.
So some shitty things in the news caught my attention. We normally avoid politics and news and that type of stuff, and we talk about like fluff because we figure there's not enough fluff on the We Are Libertarians channel.
No, except for that whole guy who posted his dead wife to Facebook thing.
Oh, that just inflamed
What's this?
Oh my God. You didn't hear about that, Lynn?
I don't think
Go
so.
back and catch a couple episodes. Was it last episode?
Might have been the
Like
last
so, I
one.
told you I'm totally behind on my podcast.
That's okay.
I heard
no
shit
worries.
on the way over, but
There was a dude who wasted his wife. He shot her and then posted a picture of her her bloody dead corpse.
Actually,
on
I think I heard
Facebook.
something about
I was
that
like,
you're
you're all
mentioning
going to
it.
be mad at me for this, but please forgive me.
But here's my wife.
Like he posted like the evidence
Yes.
of
Right.
why.
Like, yeah, we're going to be a little mad at you for
It,
that.
it was like, I mean, clearly they had some Facebook drama, and so he thought that he would post her snuffage. I don't know. Yeah,
No
and
words.
it baffles the mind. But I was going for more like Santa Ana, California. I think there was a homeless guy that was wasted by the cops.
Really?
Yeah, I guess it was a small female cop who responded to a homeless guy creating a ruckus at a restaurant or something, and she tried to escort him out, and he was like, "Fuck you gonna do about it?" And she shot him in the chest.
I mean, really, though, ruckus should be a capital offense.
I mean, clearly, it's
if you're
time to
creating a
execute.
ruckus, listen,
Execution is in order.
right.
there's like, you take another person's life. I think child molestation should be a capital offense, and creating a ruckus.
Yes.
There you go.
I mean, in the event that you inconvenience a Wolfgang Puck manager, you should absolutely be snuffed out on the spot. No time to waste on a jury or a judge
Listen,
for
this
your misdemeanor crime. We are just going to take you out because that seems like the civilized response within our society.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So that pissed me off, and you guys should know about that.
Wow.
What else happened in the news that really got under my skin?
the police thing, downloading or stopping.
Yeah,
things.
nobody gets to stop my iPhone, my camera. Okay, so apparently there are devices that can interrupt.
Your cat's going crazy.
My cat sees a moth outside, and so
Is attacking the window.
yeah, every night the moths come to the window because of the light, and the two cats lose their mind.
It is like it's like television in here.
It
watching
is
these
hilarious.
Cats trip on these moths.
Yeah, so we have like a little ledge. So, anyways,
So yeah, the cops can disable your iPhone camera or video camera.
Right.
So let's say you're at a protest, and the dick cop with the pepper spray comes by, and he's just doing a wave of assault, and everybody whips out their cameras to videotape it. They can disable those cameras. Now,
Well,
is
they
it like
already
a-
once disabled the internet. What? And was it California where there was that?
yeah,
what was going
it
on?
was
Were
the
they-
BART transit system in San Francisco. They have a Wi-Fi kill switch, so they killed the internet. And
'Cause that's not quite the same thing.
They didn't just
but-
kill the Wi-Fi; they killed the cell service in the tunnel too, because there was going to be a big protest. Because they had done it, it leaked out, and so there was going to be a protest that they had stopped cell service and the Wi-Fi in the BART transit system. And so, while people were on the way to the protest to protest the killing of the
to
signal,
protest the dead internet.
right? They killed the internet again, and so it
As
was
if there
like,
wasn't enough proof.
Listen, in this day and age, you mess with my Wi-Fi,
You're going down.
I'm gonna cause a ruckus. There's gonna be a ruckus happening.
And we will shoot you in the chest
like
as a
that-
result if
It's
you are
like the-
homeless.
There's like a meme where it's like I just want like a house and was it like a house in the boondocks with Wi-Fi or something? Like it's like some like meme where it's like
It was.
I want to be like minimalist except for my internet.
Yeah,
like,
I posted
that's like
it
the
this
core,
weekend.
Oh yeah,
It was the-
Maslow's
Maslow's theory of needs, and it's like
the hierarchy.
Yeah, shelter, and it starts off with self-actualization, and then it ends with food and shelter and clothing, and then at the bottom, Wi-Fi.
Right, the
So
base of
true.
the pyramid.
Right,
Right.
it starts
Life
with-
starts with Wi-Fi.
I think I could do without it. I'm that kind of guy. You could give me a hammock and a
I've
fire,
done it for a
campfire.
year where I just like went on the internet and of course ex-husband. So I just like preface ex-husband and we'll leave it at that. A year without internet and TV and stuff. So I would go to the library and do whatever I needed like at the librry. But
and
it
then
was
like
pretty.
click out blink twice for help.
Pretty much. Yeah. But it was nice. In some ways, it was nice to just be, to focus on my family and focus on just normal human things instead of constantly what's on the internet.
Yeah, like right now I'm
like
sitting,
real life connections, if you will.
I mean, we're sitting here on the podcast, and I'm sitting here thinking, okay, I haven't checked my Facebook. Like, I really kind of just want to set down my mic and check, the email and my phone, see what's going on while I haven't been paying attention to it. Like, that impulse is always
In some ways,
there.
it is an addiction.
Yeah, like I sit there and I'm like, all right, I need my phone, I need my iPad, I need to see what's going on, I need to be connected to the world. What if Joe and Ryan have sent me another message that I must read?
What if Creighton sent me a meme that's really funny?
Right. Like
he comes up with some funny shit, man.
I made a conscious choice 2 Sundays ago that I was not going to go on Facebook. I was not going to do anything. Like, I let myself read on my iPad, I just was so much more relaxed.
Yeah. It does. You can de-stress real easily by just not charging your cell phone.
Well, they say that people who, Facebook specifically, people who check their Facebook more often and are more engaged with Facebook have more anxiety. Because the stuff most people put on their Facebook is, hey, look at what I just bought, or look at what I'm doing. And we tend to post the positive in ourselves.
Right.
And everybody always sees the positive in other people, and we compare ourselves, generally speaking, of course, compare ourselves to other people. And it actually makes people more depressed. Like, there's studies that show that engagement with Facebook makes you depressed and anxious. So shutting that off should theoretically give improvements.
Unless it's a certain personality type that responds that way.
I would
with
think so.
Prolonged exposure to
I
Facebook.
would think so.
Like, you think one of the 10 Commandments is thou shalt not covet, which is basically envy. Thou shalt not look at... Like, we're a whole society of coveting. Like, HGTV, I want those quartz countertops. That looks cool. I want that house. I want my bathroom to look like that. Oh, I want that. Basically, Facebook is just you're sitting there coveting everything that people
See,
have.
I'm always like, neat, real happy you got that. Hope it makes you happy.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying there's not things I don't want. Like, I want a hot tub.
It really depends on
really want a
where
hot
I
tub.
am. Like, I have times where I'm like,
But I
I
don't
have
covet
like
your hot tub, and ergo, I want a hot tub. It's
Right.
just
right.
like,
Well, there are
I
people
want
who
a
are
hot
like
tub.
that. Like, if I'm at a point in like my life where like, oh my god, I have all these bills I can't pay, and
Speaking of listeners, provide me a hot tub. I will totally be your best friend.
That reminds me of a American Dad episode. Did you see the American Dad hot
The
tub
hot-
episode?
yes.
That was so wrong. I'm like watching my husband going, I
Whose
should
voice
totally
was
be-
it? I forgot who did the voice of
Is
the
it-
hot tub.
was it not the black guy who was singing and stuff who like did the, because the episode had an appearance of like a live dude.
Yeah.
I think it was his voice of the hot tub because
Okay.
he sang too.
If
got
I'm not
nothing.
mistaken, it might have been Rick. It doesn't matter. Anyway,
Some dude.
I watch news. My
you're
wife
such
watches
a
Lifetime.
nerd.
I
You're
am.
such a nerd.
Like, that's all I watch is news programs and various, like, have you guys seen Drunk History on Comedy Central?
I
No.
love Drunk History
Oh.
Tesla edition.
My
Period.
husband needs
End
to
of
reattach
story.
the cable.
Best thing
I'm so mad at
ever.
him.
I just finally
Internet.
watched it.
Drunk history.
Drunk History.
It is.
Drunk
So
History
what-
Tesla. Nikolai Tesla.
Oh, I
Did
love
you see
Nikola
the Abe
Tesla.
Lincoln lawyer?
No.
Oh man, they're all right. So basically, they take actors. I think they're actors. At first, I
think
thought
they're
that-
actors. We're not
Well,
sure by the end
I'm
product.
pretty
but
sure they
they're-
might be
They're
actors.
at least pretending. They're pretend actors. Okay.
right.
They're-
You talk with your hands a lot, so sometimes you forget to talk on mic.
Sorry,
There.
I'm
Instead
sorry.
adopted Judaism in it.
There you go, right?
So I wonder why she wanted to make me a brisket while she was here. So the
It's Thursday. I'll bring you challah next time. It's
please. So Drunk History is where they take. I thought it was historians, but I think it's just actors, and they get them wasted, and so they tell the story of a portion of history. So like.
so they have a script, but then they say, okay, you have your script, and then they get them drunk, and
Yeah.
then they perform.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Ad-libish?
But it's some of it's like all I remember is that the Nikolai Tesla one, they end up calling him the Jesus of electricity.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great. And the reason that I found out about it is that we were a group of friends and I were in downtown Fountain Square. Like Fountain Square's got its own downtown. You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
We were in that one street on Fountain Square that has shit. And and we were sitting down eating like nacho chips, and the table behind us is drunk out of their minds, and you can hear them because they're speaking loudly about Tesla. Like, this is happening in real life. And the one's like, man, Tesla's just like, he's like electric Jesus, man. Like, if Tesla had been able to do it, man, we wouldn't even have electric bills. And it was all totally,
Right.
I'm not going to say totally accurate, but parts of it were really, really accurate. And
There are all
all of
conspiracy
it.
theories around Tesla, though. I mean,
Right, but all of it was entirely entertaining because they got to talking about the death rate, and they got to talking about everything, and they're just drunk out of their minds. And one of the people at my table leans over, and they're like, "Hey, have you ever seen Drunk History?" And I was like, "No." And they start filling me in, and then the next day on my Facebook feed, they were like, "Look!" And it existed, Drunk History Tesla, and there was the spot about being electric Jesus, and we just died laughing because that was the second drunken conversation we had heard in 2 days.
Yeah.
Referred to Tesla as electric Jesus.
And so the drunk person is basically telling the story of this historical moment, and then they take the way that they say it. They basically take the text of how it is said and the inflection, and then actors, pretty well-known actors, mouth it along with it. And so, like, there was this one about a Chicago union leader.
See, the only thing that comes to my mind right there is Liam Neeson.
They had one
Right.
with, like, Brad Whitlock, and Brad Whitlock was it was the Clarence Darrow and in the Scopes trial, and it was William Jennings Bryant and Brad Whitford from The West Wing, who played Josh Lyman, was, he's like, "Oh, you want me to testify? I'm about to be all up in your shit." Like, it was something ridiculous like that. There was another one, where the Chicago labor leader, he's like, "Listen, no, we should not do this in other fancy words." It's like, and he's mouthing it as if he's saying the actual. It is so well done and so funny. It's from the Funny or Die people, which is
we
Will
highly
Ferrell.
recommend that you look it up.
Yeah,
because it's a
it
great
is
program.
great. Oh, it's so good. I have 4 or 5 that I'm going to watch when you leave.
I'm kicking you out now so that I
Right.
can watch
Leave
my
right
drunken
now.
history. Oh, I'm really bummed that Greg left us.
I know. What a traitor to the
What a
cause.
bitch. Greg, you're a
Is he had
bitch.
visitors?
I know.
Yeah, he said he had out-of-town guests or something. Whatever. Bullshit excuse. Greg,
I'm-
you're a bitch.
I'm sorry this free podcast that you all attend every week, that you have to drive miles and miles to my house to do is such an inconvenience for you.
Puts you out.
Right. Sorry, I'm wasting your time with all this mileage you have to drive.
Right. Poor
And-
Greg.
Get paid none of the money that we make.
All of the non-monies.
All of
Right.
it.
The
Your
tens,
share of zero is going to be revoked.
Yeah, I'm taking it out.
the tens of tens
You have
of
to
nothing.
pay me back the nothings.
Right.
This is a bill. Aw. So yeah,
An
Greg, we're
invoice.
shaming you. We miss you.
He didn't show up to. We had a little business meeting that we kind of talked about.
Where were
some
you?
things.
You were
Yeah.
supposed to come too.
I'll be honest with you. That conversation got a little out of hand, and I never saw when the meeting was.
Oh.
The conversation started with, "Hey, let's have a meeting," and then 17 people
that-
were like, "Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it."
That
let's do
goes
it,
where
let's
I
do
think we
it."
should change the format from Facebook to something else.
Or even once you get it on Facebook, like confirm it. Go to the wall page and be like, "Just a reminder, this is happening at this time."
How many
Because I
people
saw,
do we
like,
have
Tuesday,
on the
Thursday,
page? Like we have a
Saturday.
lot of.
In the group, like all told, there's
There's more than just like.
There's probably 13 or 14 people that kind of make up the Walliverse, the Wall universe. There's Rob and April. There's the 3 of us. There's Suzanne, James, Paul. I mean, it's probably about 15 people that kind of make up all of us. Shut up. I'm thinking. It takes me a lot to think. So, yeah. So trying to coordinate a meeting is not easy. You said, so is Gena and Maya coming? I was like, I'm pretty sure they forgot.
Yeah, no,
So-
I never saw when the official time was happening,
Yeah.
and when was it?
Saturday at Rupert's.
This past Saturday?
Mhm.
Is that when I was in the foam party? Or was it the one after
No, I don't remember.
that? I was probably doing something. There's a good chance.
Yeah.
I stay busy.
You would have been bored anyways.
I know.
Like, there are the people who want to, like...
Yeah,
I
it
called
was pretty
actual-
business-like.
I called
It was
actual
pretty-
libertarian things, like libertarian party things. Like, if you guys were to get a hold of all of my text messages, you might be disappointed at how many times the words libertarian circle jerk shows up
Yeah.
in writing. Where you headed, libertarian circle jerk?
I wouldn't be disappointed because you're probably saying it to me, and I'm agreeing.
Well, okay.
So, no, I think it was. You would have been bored. Like, there are people who like the broadcasting aspect, and then there are
It
people
was a
who.
very business-like.
It was more about the writing
business
aspect,
meeting.
and you don't really write on the blog at all. So,
I should, but I don't. I will
Yeah.
soon, maybe.
one
Maybe
day.
next time you guys have a meeting, you'll get your shit together and let me know when it is. In a more organized format. Only kidding. What do we want to talk about this before we wrap shit up? Because how long have we been on the air?
35 minutes.
35 minutes. We're getting so close to there. We should totally do show prep sometime. But I always don't do news, and then I don't do politics, and then I'm like,
I think
there's
that-
only so much that
I
happens.
think the charm
Yeah.
of this show is the stream of consciousness and the fact that there's no pressure to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
that
no
you have to
pressure.
have, like, this is our topic and this is what we're writing
Right,
about.
like,
And
you
we
have-
really don't want to go into that tangent,
Right,
even
we-
though we do.
Oh, we go into all
into-
tangents here.
Yeah, we want to be smart and stuff on We Are Libertarians. And
No, I had the
We do-
thought the
we have
other
our
day how
pinkies up.
fun it would be to have, like, a whole day of podcasting and talking about all the shit. As like, because how many times, like, we're like, hey, here's this link, here's this link. If we just, like, said, okay, we're going to work beside each other, do our normal work. Of course, not all of us have work that we can do, outside of our jobs, but some of us, like, I work from home. If we sat beside each other and, like, podcasted as we're working and sending links and talking, like, just a whole day of just
Yeah, use the
podcasting,
Google
like,
links
that
for
would
that
be
shit. That'd
that
be-
would be really fun. I
She
think.
might be onto something. Everybody has an open link to a Google chat room and create a podcast from the 24 hours event.
no,
I'm not sure anybody would watch it, but it would be fun.
It would
just to
entertain
do.
us.
right?
the things that are said in our chat. are
Yeah,
really,
okay. Stream
there's-
of consciousness for Wall is probably not the best
no,
idea.
there are things that are.
Yeah, I'm
there's-
back on Team Spangle now. I get it.
Yeah, there's several chats that have developed, and I'm gonna have to close some of them down so I can get like
Shit done.
life done.
Right.
But
Seriously, the Wall shit on Facebook has just crept up, and it's like I would say right now we have 3 private messages open.
right,
I think I have 3 or 4.
yeah, and there
I
was
don't even know which one's which anymore. So I'm just like,
And there's
post.
one that just feeds constantly.
oh,
Yeah,
it's
ding. I'm like trying to write my article, and I'm like, ding, ding. My husband's like, turn your phone off. I'm like,
no,
but,
you and
but.
and I have
Ding, ding.
Joe and Ryan in another one too, and they're constantly chatting. So
Oh my God, Joe and Ryan.
Maybe we should
Peppers.
organize it so that it.
no,
I
we
haven't heard
just
much
need
from
to
Peppers,
we just
like-
need to shut it down.
We just need to shut our mouths.
Because that's the whole point of the group. But like, there's the shill one that we have that Joe and Ryan and I have, where we chat and we kind of share links all day. And then there was the original wall chat,
Which they let a girl into, and so now it's all vaginified.
right? No, it's okay because it's you,
Right.
and you are
It's not a real vagina, it's
No.
Gena's.
you are so much more. You're so much more like. Greg was like, I don't know about this. Should we let her in? We say things that are not couth. I was like, oh, buddy.
Only Greg would say it like that,
Now that
though.
Greg
like,
knows me
like,
better.
Right.
No, but just the way that Greg would describe. Just that is Greg.
Do you
like,
think
that
it's a
is
good
totally...
idea? Because sometimes we say things that might be offensive. I'm like, you need to know Gena.
Really?
You
kind
might
of-
be offended
Exactly.
by Gena.
Exactly.
So
Odds are real good.
yeah.
Did Spangleberry tell you that I contributed to the breakage of his telephone?
No.
Yeah.
He
called
got
me a racist.
He got so mad he threw his phone and broke it.
She was
Are
being.
you? Oh, I have not seen you angry.
It was so
Hell.
awesome. Now, to be honest, I did not specifically say, Spangleberry, you are a racist. I said that statement that you just made there, son, referring to races, was a racist comment.
Which it was not
it
because
totally
you were,
was.
You
And
were
then he
talking
launched
about
his phone in a pit of fury.
because you were
Or a fit
talking
of
about
fury.
you were assigning to me things that Joe was saying when there were two concurrent conversations
You
happening.
read that you were being assigned Joe's things. All I was stating is that those comments were racist comments.
My comment which is
Listen to
accurate,
him. My
is
comment
that
was
there is a black
The
culture.
tone goes up
that
a little bit.
So wait a minute.
Hold on, let me finish.
No,
No.
I'm with you. Even before
no.
you do,
Hold on.
just so that you understand how irrelevant everything that you have to say, everything that you're about to say is, by saying there is a black culture and it is X, you have to acknowledge that anything that comes after that is going to be a racist statement
No.
because it is breaking
default.
things down
I will-
by racial barriers.
So you deny that there's a black culture?
I am not denying that there is a black culture. I am stating that any statement that begins with "in the black culture" is destined to be racist because.
No. In the black culture, a segment of people are trying to say that Trayvon Martin was a part of thug culture, and he wasn't. He was a good kid, and there
I
is
didn't know him.
but there is a thug culture. There is a glorification
So there is a
of
thug
certain
culture.
athletes.
If you had said to me, Gena, there is a thug culture, and I would have said, I never would have said that is a racist statement. But you didn't. You said
Could you define
within
it by
black
racial-
culture, there is a segment that is thuggish.
yeah.
Okay, but it's also within the white culture. It's called thug culture. I mean, it's like
Right.
if there could be hula hoop culture, for fuck's sake, there can be thug culture.
But
and the color of your skin doesn't matter. And it's
Hula
when you
hoop
start
culture
to-
exists, or are you saying?
Right. It's when you start to assign that to a race that it becomes a racist statement.
But instead of breaking it down like that in
Nope,
an
I
intelligent
just said
way,
that statement is racist.
Right.
And you threw your phone because I'm the one who's not
Is
intelligent.
this the
yeah,
Look at it's busted.
because she was being an idiot.
Yeah, because I was the idiot. Just so we're
Oh,
clear.
I see.
Just to revisit.
And by the way, Joe
Joe is totally flagrantly
Joe
racist
Joe
at
is
the
our
same time.
Joe's okay because he's our foreign correspondent.
Right, yeah.
But Joe Ruiz was, he was like, listen, I don't care if I'm a racist. Shut up.
right.
So I was like,
Wow.
So both of these threads are going on at the same time. Joe's running his mouth, and Spangled Bear's coming out with, within the black culture, there's a thug culture, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's
is
racist.
totally true.
And he just like flipped out, flew his phone.
I was
Shit,
like,
Wow.
shit caught on fire.
she was totally being a liberal.
I was totally being correct and accurate, and goddamn if it doesn't flame his asshole every time so bad that he breaks his phone.
Oh, you're such a liberal.
I know.
Ugh.
All of these things are true.
Wow.
And I have a tasty cookie.
Oh, I'm
It
gonna
really gets
throw
to him.
up.
He's going to vomit about the idea of an
Ugh.
attractive cookie, guys.
Ugh. That's
Yeah.
just obscene.
Obscene cookies.
and racist.
It's racist. You're racist.
I'm racist. I'm a big fan of chocolate chips. What can I say?
God.
So that was
if
my
you have
mental image.
you have
Chocolate chip cookies.
if you have chocolate chips, you might want to see a gynecologist.
I mean, if you're collecting them, though.
I don't even know what that means.
I was going. I don't either. My analogy here had to do with racism and chocolate, but I guess I failed on the whole
okay.
cookie thing. My cookies, it's my goodies, huh? My goodies, not my goodies.
Well, this has been an abhorrent failure.
It's been an amazing episode of Storytime.
That
with
was a good
Gena.
episode up until that part where
Until we
My
told
cookies.
stories.
I wanted
and
to
then it
throw
was-
up.
You keep wanting to throw up. I think you're. Are you bulimic? Open
Yeah.
your mouth. Let me check the back of your teeth. Are
I'm
you
like
bulimic?
the world's fattest bulimic.
That happens. Hey,
It does.
that's sizeism or weightism.
That's true.
You're a weightist.
I can't be
No
a
sizes.
I can't be a sizist because I am one.
Yes, you can. Like that's like saying I can't be racist. I am one.
No,
Isn't
belong
that by
to-
definition?
it's okay to make fun of your own group.
I don't think it is.
You
I
can't
think
make,
if you're doing stand up comedy, it's okay to make fun of your own group.
it's like the dentist on the dentist on
mean, dentists can
Seinfeld
make
where
fun
he
of other
became.
dentists.
It's like I think he became a Jew just for the jokes. Like I'm an anti-dentite. That episode.
Anti-dentite. No, I missed
was
that
not
episode.
a Seinfeld.
Nah.
You
Fan.
like
Thank you,
it.
Lynn, for being cool.
You would like Seinfeld.
The episodes I've seen have not been very interesting. Although it's been better than I can't even think of the one show that I absolutely abhor that I don't think is funny at all. That my brother loves.
Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Always Sunny in
No.
Philadelphia. That one's awesome, though.
Close.
If you don't like that one, you have to
has-
leave.
American Horror Story.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's not it.
No, it's one that's supposed to be funny with some comedians with. So it doesn't even help any.
No. Saturday Night Live.
Supposed to be funny with some comedians. What channel's it on? What do they do? Girls
I
or guys?
don't know. You have the
Transgendered
chick with the
individuals.
scar and then the one.
Oh, 30 Rock.
30 Rock.
That
Chick
show's
with
not
the
funny.
Scar?
No, it's
That show's
yeah.
terrible.
Who's got a scar?
Tina Fey got bit by
Yeah,
a
she
dog
has like
as
a
a kid.
scar on her
I had
lip.
no idea. I've never
Yeah.
or her
noticed
cheek
it.
or something. Yeah,
Huh.
she's always had it.
I think
But-
Tina Fey's hot. That's sad. Isn't that weird? I'm not even.
You're what?
Yeah, I'm not into chicks, but I think Tina Fey's hot.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Isn't that funny? Like I'm not into chicks, but I'd swing for Tina Fey.
It's hilarious. Tell
know,
me more.
Everybody has
the-
their chick.
The other one I would probably swing for, and I don't know for certain, but I think I would swing for Tracy Chapman, who's
Tracy
not really
Chapman.
feminine at all.
No, that really is not like that.
Hey,
doesn't
that's
make
not,
you a
that's not
lesbian.
ringing a bell with me.
Tracy Chapman?
Yeah.
Think of
Ouch.
sure.
Ouch in my ouchie spots. Okay, I guess she does have a scar. I never noticed it, ever. In the history
Well, now
of
you
Tina
will.
Fey.
Now every time we see her, you'll see the scar.
No, I won't. I'll still see Tina Fey, but that's cool. I didn't know
I
that.
just think she's a little. I think I don't want to say overrated. I think she is.
Tina Fey's overrated? Or
I think
Tracy
she's.
Chapman?
Well,
Okay, show me. Oh, wait.
I don't think
I'm
Tracy.
like, show me your phone. I'm like,
Oh,
I
wow.
have a
You
phone.
have your own phone.
Yeah.
I don't think Tracy Chapman's rated. But Tina Fey is incredibly talented at running a show. She was great. The
But
show
she writes so much.
Saturday
right?
Night Live was great when she was the head writer and the showrunner, essentially.
Well, that tells you how brilliant she is.
And she was the showrunner of 30 Rock, and it had its funny moments. And if you can manage Tracy Morgan, you're doing all right. But I
But
mean,
she must be a really good person if she's where she's at within the industry because enough people like her to
Yeah.
make sure that she gets there.
I thought
Because
her,
I mean, it's
I'm
not like
sure.
she's.
yeah, I just don't think that she deserves. It's sort of like Lena Dunham with
Ouch.
girls. I don't think that Lena Dunham deserves the level of like absolute, like she's a deity in comedian, the comedy world. It's like she's funny.
I
Like-
disagree. I think Tina Fey has earned every bit of her accolades.
Yeah, I mean, people just sometimes.
And I don't even watch 30 Rock. Yeah, Tracy
yeah, that's
Chapman.
Tracy Chapman.
I would totally lay down in
Interesting.
her lap and let her play me music.
You have interesting taste.
I
Yeah.
do. It's a fact.
It's
I
really-
really
see
do
me,
have
the people that
acquired
I tend to
taste.
go for generally are actually gay. Like the women that I actually find attractive
I
are
would
actually gay.
not
Like
be
I
the
have a
slightest
gaydar
bit-
that's like
I-
on.
I have a feeling Tracy Chapman might be almost as gay as Melissa Etheridge, but I'm not
yeah.
real sure about
no,
that.
I
one.
think she is.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's out.
That would
yeah.
not surprise me.
If not, this show just outed her, and how outrageous is that?
Yeah, I'm thinking no, that can't be
Yeah.
possible. But I might be wrong. I don't know. It's not like I hang out with Tracy Chapman. Like I said, I would just give her a chance.
My first, as a kid, I would say my first gay crush was, have you guys seen Free Willy? Like, you guys see that as a kid?
Whale is.
Free Willy.
Yeah, I
maybe.
see
Okay, I don't
it.
know
I
what
saw
her
it,
name is, but like the chick that was in Free Willy who was like helping free the whale, like she was hot. Let me look up Free Willy. I am looking up Free Willy.
That's really like a.
I always thought Claire Danes was cute.
Ew.
I never wanted to be with her though.
Mm.
Yeah, that freaks me out in general. That's what I'm saying. Like even if I were with Tina Fey or Tracy Chapman, I'm still thinking it's like a romantic friendship situation, if you will.
There you go. That hey,
But
at
I
least
don't
the
know.
toilet seat gets put down.
I don't know. I might get adventurous. It depends.
Depends.
What has happened to this show all of a
Chris
sudden?
Spangle just got excited.
I
I'm pretty
know.
sure you called that a
This
semi.
this girl,
Yes.
Lori Petty.
Yes.
Let me see.
Lori Petty.
Lori
She looks
Petty.
older than that. Old enough, sure.
Oh no, I dig her. Yeah,
She looks like.
I would cuddle with Lori Petty.
she
could do
looks
that.
like the Swede from Hell on Wheels.
She does. I'd still cuddle with that.
Let me see more photos.
And I'm really particular about my estrogen intake. I don't just allow any female to keep me company.
What? What is my first gay crush was John Candy because he looks just like me.
It's actually a
John
blog.
Candy's
It is actually a blog.
awesome.
My first gay crush. It is actually a blog.
Really?
Yes, it is. No, I kid you not. It is actually a blog.
I'm thinking my first gay crush was probably Rainbow Bright.
Oh, Lori Petty was the sister in A League of Their Own. Like the,
Yes.
yes,
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
remember her. She was adorable. I forget that
Yeah.
character's name, like Sunshine or something. I forget. Sunny. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
So
remember.
that's
That was
that's-
one of those I was forced to watch as a kid because we had no movies. My
All
mom
I
like
remember is
recorded
the
Lifetime.
Madonna song that was gold from that they never released on album until like 5-10 years later. It was called "This Used to Be My Playground," and you could
I
only
think
hear it
I-
in that soundtrack until like the late 90s because she didn't release it. It was one of Madonna's better ballads because Madonna doesn't do very
Probably because she
many.
doesn't have the rights to it.
Oh, she was
Imagine.
Tank Girl.
What?
Yeah, she
No
was
wonder I would cuddle with Lori Petty. That was Tank Girl.
She
Fuck
was
yeah.
Tank Girl.
Bring me all the water.
She was Lila in Cadillac Man, which is a great movie.
All right, so Lori Petty turns out is one of my favorite actresses,
There
and
you
I
go.
never knew that she was in Free
You're
Willy.
welcome.
She was in the Army now. I remember her in that. Which
She's really underrated. Like she's just,
Yeah, Lori
you know.
Petty. I'm the new big. Today's episode is called Lori Petty.
There you
what
go.
The fuck? Why aren't you all fans?
Be a fan.
Be a fan.
that's the title in the episode in which Gena cuddles with Lori Petty.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll get some SEO out of that. You know.
No, I'm totally down. I would snuggle Lori Petty all day long.
She's all right.
She could be your first gay crush and my newest. So anyway, like I was saying, I think my first was Rainbow Bright.
Rainbow Bright.
So now all my hopes and dreams are destroyed.
Who's
'cause
Rainbow Bright?
What? Spangle Bear. Did you just say who is Rainbow Bright?
Yeah.
So you don't know who the sprites are? We cannot possibly be friends.
No, I don't think I know what you're talking about.
Oh my god.
Oh, I've seen this. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Yeah, you've seen.
You were
I've
into,
heard of that He-Man thing.
You were into a cartoon character.
Yeah, I was. She was hot. Look at her little dress.
That's not like
She was
hot.
adorable. No, that's totally hot. That's Penny from.
I think we
Big
need to
Bang
change
hot.
subjects before it gets legal here.
right. Like
I was that age at the time. Again, it
It's
was
true.
kid on kid.
next year,
lustage.
now you're like a brony.
I'm not a brony. No, but look at her. She's got big eyes, cute hair, little chunky thighs, cute dress. What's not
Chunky
to love?
thighs.
I don't like super skinny girls. If you're,
I am quite the opposite. I really like.
you like
thinner.
super skinny girls,
I want to say anorexic, but you're thin. I'm pretty.
really?
Yeah.
See, for me,
But that's me,
it's
like,
the,
that's
for me,
my
it's the Barbie
personal
crotch
aesthetic.
zone. If I can look at you in a bathing suit and your thighs don't touch, you do not belong in my cuddle zone. Like that. If you've got
You
the
like the
yeah, no, yeah, it's you know how the Barbie dolls have like that crotch section and then two legs that come down and eventually they meet at the feet.
Oh, you're talking about factory air.
so you don't like
You're talking about
thigh gaps.
You're
So
talking
you're
about the
anti thigh gap.
You're against the gap.
Oh, have you guys seen the? Is it meme the photo image that has like 5 or 6 girls in bras and panties that are curvy at the top, and then like 5 or 6 girls in bikinis at the bottom that
Yeah,
are
yeah.
stick thin, and it's like which one looks hotter to you?
Mm-hmm.
There's one in the middle of that bottom photo whose thighs are a good 6 feet apart, and I'm just totally grossed out.
Right.
To the
Well, there
extent
has to be
that-
some muscle and some fat. Like there's like that line between, like, you have some curve. You're-
Like I'm not a perfectionist. I just need some kind of curve. Like if you don't have a curve, what keeps you
But
from
you're not
being
even
a
into
12-year-old
girls.
boy? I'm not.
but she has a theory.
But even I'm critical of women, which just proves how difficult it
This
is
is
to
like
be
a-
a woman in
Absolutely.
today's society.
No, absolutely.
As
This is
someone
a
who does not
total-
even want to fuck women, I have an opinion on what women should look
This is
like
a total girl
in order
show.
in order to conform to my standards of
No,
what is and
no,
isn't
absolutely.
attractive.
From a
That's really
philosophical
interesting.
standpoint, I
Yeah.
mean, absolutely, we are trained to judge other women and compare ourselves to other women, whether we want to or accept it or not.
I don't know that I'm comparing myself because I'm pretty sure I've got thigh gap, which would probably gross me out. But I think I'm, for some reason, exempt. I don't know. Like, I don't have low self-esteem. I have really high self-esteem, and I have high esteem for most women. But I think if I was picking a snuggle partner, hypothetically,
It'd be me in a wig.
I mean, maybe. You play your cards right.
You want a 3 bill. That's what
Do
you're
they
looking
make
for.
tie-dye lingerie? That's what I need to know.
Of course they do.
That should be our product to release.
Yes.
You know,
And
is
will
tie
you
dye.
wear the gray fuzzy slippers?
Listen, my feet get cold. Stop making fun of my slippers. It is cold in here, which the rest of my body likes, but my feet don't.
I am pretty sure that is the correct answer. Talk slowly and calmly into the mic about the rest of your body, Spangle.
It's white.
It is creamy.
It's white, but it's not creamy. It's blotchy and red.
Aw.
Angry.
So
With
this was awesome.
Random patches of hair.
We talked about gay crushes and other random various
Stuff that I'm
judgmental
sure will
things.
eventually
I'm pretty
come
sure
up
that
in
we
like
fucked
court and
everything
like
up
totally
today. Yeah.
like ruin my life.
Pretty sure we fucked everything up.
Yeah.
Aw.
You've ruined the whole network. Gina.
All of the internet is broken and it's my fault. I am off to a house party and then tomorrow another house party and then things and then stuff. I don't like to plan and I have plans this week, which grosses me out. I've always said
So how do you stay busy if you don't plan? Like, just have a lot of people who are like, "Hey, I'm doing this." And
yes, a lot of people. that's the first step to staying busy when you don't make plans. The second step is, though, when I made plans, they would always fall through. Like, that's just the fact. Any plan that I made would fall through. And so
you just don't even...
I developed this saying that I thought I came up with, and then I read it somewhere later, and I was like, fuck. I got quoted, like somebody quoted me 10,000 years ago. What the fuck?
Like, damn it, Confucius.
And if I'm not mistaken, it was like given to Anonymous, which made me even more angry. It's like, damn you, Anonymous! But it was...
Sun Tzu giving me my royalty money.
Yeah. So it was, making plans is the best way to make God laugh. Because, whatever comes your way is what you're going to have to deal with, and it doesn't give a shit what your plans are.
Yeah,
Right.
Like, you've got a young kid, a shitty diaper that blows out all over everything and needs to be washed does not give a fuck that you have a 5:30 appointment and it's 5:18.
Exactly.
It's just life. It's what happens. It's what life throws at you. So I try not to make plans. And honestly, I use it sometimes because a lot of guys want to go on dates, and I'm like, I don't make plans. And I've done that more than once.
Nice.
Like, Gena is your prototypical free spirit. Like, Gena and I probably couldn't be more opposite. Like, I watch the clock and all that. But, like, I always have this vision of, like, Vinny in, like, when Vinny's, like, 40. And like when people are asking about, like what was your mother like? Oh, she was a free spirit. Like when people say that now about their parents or their grandparents, like in the 50s, you're like, yeah, my mother was a real free spirit. Like I think of Gena. Like I don't know why I have that vision, but I have like this vision of Gena, like LA 1950s woman, the free spirit. Like I don't know why. She's a Pulp Fiction novel to me.
Aw. That might be the fanciest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Aw.
So, poor Vinny.
Poor Vinny. That's what it comes down to. And today I was like, Mommy's going to go record a podcast. And he was like, don't go, Mommy. I miss you when you go. And I was like, oh, I'll be back. And I think next week I'm going to bring you. And he was like, oh, hell yeah. And I was like, what? And he was like, oh, hell yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, my kid's totally excited.
Yeah, that is going to be hilarious because he's very opinionated.
How old is he?
6.
Are you
And
serious?
oh my God, opinions. Does that kid ever have opinions?
Wow.
Holy shit, opinions.
Yeah, I don't know where he gets it from.
Fuck you. All right, a little bit. I'll acknowledge it. He gets all of it from me. It's all my fault, but I love the kid, and I wouldn't change him.
He is funny.
Story time. Lynn, do you want to tell me a story?
Oh my gosh. I'm supposed to tell a story?
You don't have to, but if you come up with one.
Well, I guess related to kids. So I'm calling my husband because I'm completely lost because I can't even get anywhere with a GPS. Like, I'm so bad. Like, I get lost in, like, MMOs because my sense of direction's so bad. I'm like, there's a map in the corner and I still can't. So anyway, I'm calling my husband because he was a truck driver on my way here. And my son gets on the phone and he says, Mommy, do you want to turn around and have ice cream with us?
Oh, wow.
Like, I'm so sorry, baby doll. I can't.
Oh, that's rude.
Aww.
Tell him
He's
that's
like,
rude.
He's like, Mommy. He phrases stuff too, where he's like, it's okay if you turn around, and the way he phrases stuff is so
Right.
very much wrong.
Aw.
It's okay if you turn around and have ice cream with me. I'll share.
Aw.
Like, I'm sorry, baby doll.
Tell him that's rude for being so adorable. That
I told them I'd be there. But yeah, I guess
Aw.
that would be my.
That's adorable.
Totally adorable story. Spanglebear, do you have a story?
No, I've said too much already.
Open mouth, insert foot.
No, I'm not embarrassed by anything I've said. Clearly, it was all true.
And mostly accurate.
That line will be used against you someday.
Oh, yeah. But
It was all true.
listen, my whole life, like, people are like, why can't you ever run for office? I'm like, because I have said too much on tape.
Because I am a pussy-whipped individual.
No, if I wanted to run for office, my wife is very supportive of anything I do. But,
Logistics.
yeah, no, it's like, I've written too much. I've said too much on tape. There's too much.
So what? People would know your opinion. People would know where you stand. People.
I don't know.
Fuck them. Fuck this
They-
establishment.
They'd take the tape of you calling me a racist and
Yeah.
use it
Run
against me.
for
Let them. I'll be the first one to stand up there and tell them why. See, that's just it. I read all the time things like, okay, when I was younger, here's a story. Welcome to Story Time with Gena. This is what we're going to close on. When I was in first grade, my best friend had an older sister who was in fourth or fifth grade. So she was, much older and more mature. And they had, and I believe one of her best friends was in like 7th or 8th grade. So we're talking about big kids, right? And they had decided, the 2 older girls, that they were going to have a teddy party when their mom went out of town. And the little sister, my best friend, was going to be there and had invited me over for a slumber party. So here we are, 1st or 2nd grade. And there they are, 6th and 7th grade, junior high kids. So they're all dressed up in teddies.
Oh, I thought you meant like teddy bears.
Right, so did my mother when I told her, which is why she had no problem with it. But no, this meant like lingerie. And so there was lingerie on children at this point, and they were lined up in a shower stall. And at some point, somebody wanted to take a photograph, and
This can't end badly.
well, the photograph may or may not have been taken. I don't remember, because it seems like I've seen it. Either that or I'm remembering it because I was there. The details are sketchy because I was really young. But it was like little girls dressed up in inappropriate clothing with their hands against the wall of the shower, turned around looking at their keisters. And someone either had a camera and took the photo, or the mother came in and said, don't take the photo. And then sat us all down and had the conversation about, one day if you run for office, you cannot have pictures like this circulating out there. And it was like a very impressing moment for me, because I think that a lot of little girls in that room that day walked away with, there are things that I can do and cannot do if I want to serve my country later. And I kind of walked away with the, fuck you, if you want my service, you're going to have to take me as I am. And if that includes my 1st grade naked shots and inappropriate lingerie, then so fucking be it. Because if
You
I'm
took
the
away
one,
a totally different message.
Right. So that's kind of my thing. It's like, I will run for office. I'll run for office in a negligee. I don't give a fuck, because I kind of feel like that has elements of feminism in it, but
Oh,
you
yeah.
won't hear me screaming I'm a feminist, because I understand that a lot of conservatives wouldn't agree with that, and I don't want to be the reason anybody has to drop the title feminist.
Right.
Like, conversely, I don't want to be that guy that makes you not want to be a
If you
feminist.
join a group, then others have to defend your actions when
Right.
you're in a group.
Or vice versa, and I
Right.
just don't see any of that being necessary. I am all for the advancement of all human beings. I am
Right.
all for the justice, and I don't know that equality is the right word, but the equal treatment of most human beings, and
Like I said, the humanism, if you
the
will.
progress.
The
I do
humanist
like the term
mindset of-
humanist, but then there is something known as humanism, which is a slightly different in historical context.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it came about during a time when women weren't treated real well. So on those grounds, I have to refrain from the term humanist even, which is really goddamn sad, because it doesn't leave me with many titles to fucking
Right.
go for, which is why I'm like, fuck it, I rebuke all titles. Keep your goddamn
Right.
titles.
You
And then you sound like Maya.
Yeah.
See, which is why Maya and I have a lot of common ground. Even though we stand on different sides of a lot of issues, we find the common ground all the time
Because you're
Well,
both
I-
nuts.
Well, I don't
both
think
batshit
people.
crazy.
I don't think people understand Maya's method. Like I
Right.
think
Oh, I do.
so
but
often
that makes me the
people
railroad.
only see what she says and don't see what she's trying to accomplish, or even the meaning behind. I mean,
Right.
people just aren't getting the bigger conversation that she's trying to have. They just see some little part and they just can't wrap their heads around the bigger conversation that Maya's
Right.
trying to have with people. And it just amazes me how often, like, she fails just because of the stupidity of other people, frankly.
Part of it is wow, you
And of course, she's also like hammering people. So, and some
Yeah, that
Right.
doesn't
you can't
help.
always just hammer
part
people.
and using vulgarity to get attention. Sometimes people miss the point. But
Right.
I use
part of it-
vulgarity as part of my vocabulary. I don't give a fuck
Yeah.
whether you pay attention.
part of it is Maya doesn't know how to. Maya is learning how to communicate these bigger ideas. Maya has bigger ideas and grand thoughts, but isn't used to communicating them to the rest of the world.
Because Maya doesn't give a fuck what anybody thinks.
Right, and so now,
But she's also disappointed because
Yeah, because nobody gets
other
it.
people don't get
Right.
it.
Right.
So that's why you need to go write a post with Maya on the
Yes.
FCIS people.
That's a great idea.
So you
I
can
like
be
that.
the Maya whisperer.
the Maya whisperer.
So, I mean, Maya's in a place where, for so long, she wasn't herself. She didn't care what other people thought, and kept to herself, and kept that individualism. And now she is trying to be a social terrorist prophet, and is trying to figure out how to evangelize the world with her own brand of vulgarity, and doesn't have. Just needs some training. So, I think that's part of her frustration. But her podcast is always insightful. I mean, The Uncontrollables and Creating Maya, both of those shows, they leave you irritated, but yet thinking like, wow, I never looked at it that way.
Oh yeah, she'll make you think for sure. She's really good at that.
Even if you hate her.
No. Yeah, she'll
Yeah.
get you to the point of hate for a lot of people.
There are a lot of times where you
I
just
think
listen
a
to
lot of people do get pushed.
Right.
Like, I have a sense of her. Again, I'm an empath, so I have a sense of her where I know. I mean, I trust her.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm at the. I mean, and I've only met her once in person.
Maya's batshit crazy, and I'd let her babysit.
But she's really not batshit crazy.
Exactly.
There are very few people that I would trust with the life of my wife
Right.
or my own life, and I would.
Oh yeah, if shit was going
100%.
down, I would call Maya in a heartbeat.
But it's because I know that Maya, like, there are very few people that you just know that if S ever went down, Maya would be there for you.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like
Fully armed, ready to go.
yeah. I mean,
Right.
not just in a violent situation, but in any situation. You have a flat tire, Maya will be there and will not ask questions and will help you because
If she's
Maya's
able,
your friend,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But
I
that's
think
if you're
we're
her
all to a
friend.
certain extent that way,
Right.
You know, within this group, this
Yeah,
organization.
you call Greg. Greg will come change your tire, even if
Yeah.
he's in like Cleveland.
Aw.
He's like, yeah, buddy, I'll be there in a minute, man.
No, I bet if Greg's in Cleveland, he'll be like, "Hey, I got AA.
Right.
Just stay put. It's like right there."
I've got a problem. I'll be like, I've got,
AAA, not AA.
You
That's
call
a
me,
totally
I'll be
different
like-
organization.
yeah, I can take care of that. Maya, what are you doing? So, yeah, we
It's
should
over
probably
an hour. We're gonna wrap this up.
Yeah.
I love you guys. Thank you for listening. This party's gonna be over by the time I get there. It started at 5.
What party starts at 5?
right.
Housewarming party.
Oh.
Oh, it
But
sounds
the
lame.
host has been drinking since 5, so she's gonna be trashed. Bless her heart. Just kidding, Jessica. I'm sure you'll be great. This has been enlightening and insightful. And Lynn Swayze, thank you for joining us.
I've had a great time.
Anytime I can
Yes.
have a couple of cookies on the show, it excites me.
Me
and,
too.
And we could talk about like gay crushes, and anybody
There
who's
you
listening
go.
to this on their way into work is probably sitting in a puddle now. You're welcome.
Oh,
Aw, Spangle Bear, you
and next you're going to use the word
human
moist.
beings that enjoy
Oh,
themselves.
that's your favorite word,
create
isn't it?
Moist
Moist.
little puddles.
Moist.
Don't say moist.
Are
Stop
you
it so
aware?
much,
Are
I
you
can't even
aware
say
that you
that.
create your own moisture?
Stop.
Stop.
No,
Stop with it.
I'm aware of it. I just like germs.
Really? Does this affect you in the bedroom?
No.
The germophobia doesn't
No.
go
Better
there.
there.
No.
All right,
No.
good, because we
It's
were going to
just-
have to help.
No,
him with
because
that.
it's not personal. It's a global
a global
thing.
moist phenomenon.
It's a global moistness that just turns me off. That I'm just like, ugh.
All right.
Should be
All right.
words that are banned,
And
like
it's-
in the general like WAL.
Yeah.
Just
you know.
words
Moist freaks
that
him out.
I'm just like, really? You have to. When was the last time you ever heard the word moist? And it was in a context that was,
Muffins.
yeah, but not
Steak?
really. You know, like a moist steak. Really? How many times is the
Meat?
moist meat?
Yeah,
Is that a phrase that you use often?
I would say no.
You just walk. You're right.
I would say no.
I would say no. I do not. But yet
I would say baked goods would probably be a more
Right.
apt use for
I
for
waited even-
moisture.
I've been neglecting music the last couple episodes. We haven't put any music on.
Yeah, but that's okay because there's legal.
Yeah, we don't want to get
Yeah.
sued and stuff.
So,
All right.
all right. Say goodnight, Gina.
Good night, Gina.